So since Holiday 25 event came out, a lot of you guys have been asking me, yo, Skillz, do you have a build that works good with the Eagle Bear? And well, here's going to be a solo build. And before we do the full build breakdown, it is using a build that I typically like using with one of the new chess pieces that we've gotten from this season. Now, another side note, during my live streams, I've been talking to you guys about the Eagle Bear, saying that there are a lot of ARs in this game that are good. So if I have a build that is using a particular assault rifle, you can actually just put the Eagle Bear in there. So if you see something with like the Lexington, well, you could swap that build out and literally just put the Eagle Bear there. It works just the same. It's just the Eagle Bear has a unique talent. And again, I still do believe that the Eagle Bear does need a little bit of buffing. If you guys don't know, the Eagle Bear used to be one of the most powerful guns when it first came out, when it was a raid only gun way back, and they did a nerf almost a year into when it first got released, and then it's never been that powerful again, and there's been a lot of competitors that have kind of taken that place. But the Eagle Bear still is a fun gun to use. It sounds amazing, and when you put it on a build that increases rate of fire, it makes this thing shred. And as you guys are seeing here, we are running through this. Now, if you guys want to run this in a group, well, you can swap out a couple pieces. I'll mention that in a second. But again, I think this build will work amazing. And no matter what AR you decide to run with this build, you should be perfectly fine. St. Elmo's, Lexington, or if you guys want to use the Eagle Bear like you're seeing here, you can do just that. So we're going to get into the full build breakdown for you guys. If you guys could do me a favor, if you guys enjoyed the video, find it useful, leaving a thumbs up always helps me out. And if you're new around here and you haven't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. If you aren't new around here and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button. But let's get into the build and show you how this build is broken down. So we are running the Eagle Bear, and as you guys know, Eagle Bear on this build has 149,000 total damage and 1,020 RPM. It has 60 in the magazine, and we have 75% headshot damage and 26 optimal range. I have 30% expertise in here, so that means I'm getting 30% weapon damage. We have assault rifle health damage, damage targets out of cover, and then the talent that comes on the Eagle Bear called Eagle Strike. Accuracy increases as you continuously fire up to 30%. Headshot kills grant tenacity buff for 15 seconds. The way tenacity works is 40 to 80% of your damage taken is delayed until the buff expires, but all of the total delayed damage is reduced for each enemy killed while the buff is active, up to 100% if you get 3 kills. And then the way tenacity is increased, the strength of it is 1% for every body shot and 5% for every headshot. Now the mods on the Eagle Bear actually make it very appealing because it gives you 15% crit chance, 30 rounds in the magazine, that's how it has a 60 round mag, 10% weapon handling, and then 20% critical hit damage. Now when you pair this up with the striker gear set, which I do have a 4-piece, it makes the Eagle Bear feel like a laser beam. We have 15% weapon handling, 15% rate of fire, and then Striker's Gamble. Weapon hits increase total weapon damage by 0.65%, stacking up to 100 times. And again, Striker is one of the best DPS sets in the game, and it's actually really fun to use, especially if you like doing run-and gun builds. Now I do have weapon damage on the mask, critical hit chance mod, and a critical hit chance roll on the attribute. For our second piece of Strikers, the holster, we have an armor roll and a critical hit damage attribute roll. For our third piece of Strikers are going to be the knee pads, when we have weapon damage and critical hit damage rolled. For our fourth and final piece of Strikers, we have the gloves with weapon damage and critical hit chance. And for the chest piece, we're running the new Equalizer chest piece. Comes on the Unit Alloys brand set, the one that came out this season. 5% rate of fire is amazing with the Eagle Bear, and on most ARs, we have weapon damage, critical chance, and a critical hit damage mod. So all reds on this piece. However, if you guys want to add another blue, you guys could go with armor for the core attribute. I'll let you guys decide. We are sitting about 1.1 million armor. And the Equalizer chest piece comes with the perfect obliterate talent. Critical hits increase total weapon damage by 1% for 10 seconds. Now this stacks up 24 times, give you an additional 24% weapon damage on your build. And the final piece, the one that puts this build all together, the Memento backpack and exotic bag that gives you weapon damage, armor, skill tier. We do have a critical hit damage mod on here, but the talent, obviously by now most of you guys hopefully know if you watch my channel, has some really good benefits. So every time we pick up a trophy for 10 seconds, since we have 5 reds on this build, we're getting 25% weapon damage. We have 2 blues on this build, so we're getting 20% bonus armor, and 1 yellow, so 5% skill efficiency. And we can't forget about the long-term buff that refreshes for 300 seconds after every kill trophy you pick up. So you can gain up to 30% weapon damage, 30% skill efficiency, and 3% armor regen. And that's what makes the Memento bag so useful for solo players and why you guys see me run it a lot as a solo player. Remember that skill efficiency is going to help out any skills you're using. So for me, I'm using the shield, so it's going to make my shield that much better. So again, you guys can run this build. Let me know what you guys think. Now, for the skills I'm using, I am running a Reviver Hive as a solo player. I think it's kind of good there. And then obviously I do have the shield to help mitigate some of that damage since I am running and gunning with this build. Now, we're going to show you the stats in a second. One thing I did want to mention though, guys, if you guys don't enjoy the Eagle Bear, you guys want to run a little bit, maybe some of the stronger ARs, maybe like the Lexington or even like the St. Elmo's, you guys can put that here. Could even try running the Chameleon. A lot of really good ARs out there, so I'll let you guys decide which AR you want to use. But yeah, you can run this build with any assault rifle in the game. And I am going to be running the gunner class for this one. It has a lot of really good benefits. You can pick the specialization you want. And if we take a look at the stats, you'll see I'm sitting at 49% critical hit chance, 125% crit damage, 75% headshot damage, and we do have 110% armor on kill because we are running the gunner class on this build. And that's how I run this build. I was running this on stream. So if you guys want to run this any other way, really up to you. The Eagle Bear will work perfectly fine. I know a lot of you guys want to try out the Eagle Bear, see how you like it, but the build is right here on screen for you guys. If you guys want to take a screenshot of that, you guys can. So the 4-piece striker, the Equalizer chest piece, the Memento backpack, the Eagle Bear. I do have the Stack Broker as my secondary. You guys can kind of mess with that, see what you guys want to do there. And then I do have the quick step to help me move around. For the skills, up to you. I kind of recommend running a shield. I do have a companion. I technically don't even have to run a Reviver Hive anymore because the companion will pick you up as long as you don't go fully down. But the great thing about that is if you're running something like the gunner class, you can even run something like the Banshee Pulse. So a lot of different ways you guys can run this. But yeah, that's pretty much the build here. I do want to say one quick thank you guys. If you guys made it to the end of this video, this is for the OGs who are listening to this. I want to wish you guys all a Merry Christmas. This is Christmas Eve for me. Some of you guys, it might already be Christmas. So appreciate all the support over the years. Another holiday season spending it with you guys. So remember, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for everything as always. Hey, Merry Christmas. God bless. See you in the next one. Later, everybody.